so much. I was wondering if you could. I was wondering. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the work you're doing together for Amazonia Alert.
Oh.
Yes. Do you want to begin?
Yes. Well, actually, we have Carol Santana, who's in the audience with us, who is an environmental lawyer from Brazil, and she's the legal director of our project. And in a nutshell, it's an NGO that works to materially advance the legal defense of indigenous lands in the Amazon, and through advancing the defense of their communities, defending the Amazon rainforest itself, because indigenous communities are the best custodians of the forest. So in a nutshell, that's what the project does. But the work has really all been done by Carol and Carrie, and we have a team of environmental agents in a place called Araraboya Indigenous Lands who patrol and monitor, and then Carol and Carrie work with the evidence they find.
And we looked at tech for a while to help with that, an app that we developed, which did help for a while. But realizing, and through their experience on the ground, it's much more about how you form a community, and how, thankfully in this regime, a much more sympathetic listening ear to enact on witnessed acts of illegal logging or fishing or trespassing or land grabs. And it's a very delicate thing whereby there's also an idea of empowering indigenous people to be helped financially, first of all, to achieve a legal training and education, but then how to return to their community to use that training in order to collate admissible evidence for prosecution. And it's already having success as an NGO. Can we talk about these things? That's where I get a bit foggy as to what I'm allowed to say and not.
No, yes, no. There's. I mean, it's a startup, but already the team have managed to, working with local law enforcement, stop a major illegal logging operation in the area they're operating in. So, but it's a very early project. But thank you very much also at this point for your support and everyone's support on that. And thank you for the question. So I think. Okay, last question, I think. Oh, there you go.
The Amazon Alerter NGO that you both mentioned you're part of is something that's very far away from us as an audience. What can you suggest we as the audience can do? Is there anything that you'd recommend for us to be a part of this in some small way? Could you touch more upon what the medium-term and long-term goals of this NGO are, potentially?
Well, I mean, obviously, we'd welcome engagement from anyone, and please have a look at our website. But I think beyond
you can donate through the website.
Yes, of course you can. But I think beyond just what we're doing, we actually have one of the directors of Client Earth here in the front row, who are an amazing environmental legal NGO. I think just the idea of everyone engaging as much as they can, I think, is the general point. But thank you for asking about Amazon.
Yeah, and I think it has to be at this stage remote rather than in person, but because it's about empowering people who are living through this crisis and giving them the tools to tackle things outside of their lived experience within legal courts, and being able to represent their own people, because they are the stewards of our earth, basically, let alone that place. The wisdom they have is the stuff that will carry us through to a solution to what we're all going to experience. And just to keep a focus on that, to turn to their wisdom and help them and aid them with tools and the kind of strategy that they need, which at the moment is education in law and being able to finance the volunteerism that's, people are working for nothing within this organization.
But I think generally speaking, as a kind of amateur who's got involved in that area, one of the things that's quite alarming is when you meet professionals is really the sense of urgency and almost fear, actually, about how serious the multiple environmental crises we face are. And there's still, I think, as an amateur, having had a little bit of exposure to I think what professionals in multiple areas in the environmental movement are saying, there's a huge disconnect between what they're saying is actually happening right now and
what people are doing.
And yes, of course. I mean, that's human nature to an extent. But I guess we should bridge it as much as we can. But
So that's another thing you can do, is campaigning here as much as
do we have
helping
time
with
for
this
one
organisation.
more